What?
Feed me lipos. Hey.
Alright, let's meow this. This is a rap about Illman and Grey, the two cool cats bringing meow go. Hey, what is meow go? I'll give you a lesson in juicy pushy tricks of whoops. Now here's my session. Started off one day with a dope man. His name was Dan, had a plan. A man with a plan and a competition, but a spelling, it caused a petition. I go, what the hell is that? The W makes no sense. Are you a prat? The W is supposed to mean whoop. With these I go rule changes, it's gone to poop. I go. Now the cats are here, coming in clutch to remove fears about Dan's ABC. So let's get down to the X.
Do you wanna do an orbit? Upside down around the ball. It can be anywhere, at any height we'll find we're really tall. We used to be best buddies, and now we're not. I wish I could make you split. Does it have to be an orbit? Yes, it has to be an orbit. Okay, I'll try. Do you wanna do an orbit? Upside down around the peak. I think this trick is overdue. I started scrolling through the Reddit for the week. It gets a little lonely on these packs, just watching my whoopers down. I think I got an orbit. I think I got an orbit. Okay, let's fly. Okay, let's fly.
Meet the tunny hoop. The male hoop or Brazen must perform a dance and press the female hoop. Called Skittles. Brazen practices his dance to be sure it is absolutely perfect. He builds a pouch to lure the female in. Once she's touched upon this apparatus, he is ready to start the show. The dance is so complex, the eye can hardly follow. Two of these, one of those, before you know it, his dance is over. Skittles is aroused. Hubba hubba. Skittles is captivated by the mediocre performance. She exposes her buttery port for insertion. Grayson extends his BT to point connector. Hubba hubba hoochoo wee wagga. With his task completely, little Brazen Tunny Hoop flies away to prepare for next week's adventure.
Oh man, baby, that was good.
You can split my ass anytime.
You're the best.
Going out to fly my world, flying through fly backwards for infinity loops. fly backwards for infinity loops. Going out to fly my loop. And I forgot my keys. Forgot my keys. Forgot my keys.
I'm gonna rip some packs around the house. I just need a mission for submission tricks that I can learn how and then train for a couple of days. Until I have all the clips that I need. I gow is a whoopaholic's paintbrush. I gow is a whoopaholic's toothbrush. I need to go acro now. I wanna be that quadcopter up in the sky now. And I'm gonna risk my whoop, 'cause I've got another whoop. And I can't possibly fly two whoops, at least simultaneously.
I missed mine this time for closure. You want what you want, that must be awful. But please pull up your pants, no offense. Won't be dancing in rice. I'm not telling you twice. Nothing you can do to make things right. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. Sitting all alone on your crackback, hoping for some cash, but they're burning off the fleshlight. Hey, still all weak, lacking talent, but you get the parents. So proud how you manage to date. Everybody lonely in this goddamn city. Goddamn city got me pity all the pretty. I'm getting high in a room full of hippies. Goddamn hippies. We got no room. Only Gemini right. You're a bunch of fools. That's what your mom's trying to say. We fly with you. While you rub your turtlenecks, this is what we do. We win and you lose. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. Bring out the Just give me some slice, hey.
Whoever's flying is broke, and I'm sure would you please cease flying that drone immediately.
All right, how's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. We've got the official results in for the Elite Eight battles. We've had 4 matchups. We had AJ, our number 1 seed, versus Chatbot, the number 9 seed. Callisto, the number 2 seed, versus Jal, the number 7 seed. Dingles, number 3 seed, versus Cha-Cha, number 6 seed. And then our closest one was Backwoods, 4 seed versus Akira in the 5 seed. You can see the games they played here, and we're just going to go over the results right now. Starting with AJ. Good to see everyone here. What's up, everyone? We got Backwoods, Callisto, Wonky's here, Cha-Cha, Hey Hey Kool-Aid, Blacksoar, Danger Dave, Lori, Chatbot. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Let's look at some results here. All right, so this was technically the most lopsided matchup as far as seed go. Was AJ versus Chatbot. AJ beat Lounds in the first round, and Lori got, or Chatbot beat Lori. And they decided to play games 3, 4, and 5. So that was the Oplume loop routine, the speed run, and the mini cuber. So let's get these ones out here. AJ. And Chatbot. All right. So let's just what did AJ start with? Chatbot started with the cube. Let's go. Let's start with the we'll start with the speed run, why not? So Chatbot speed run first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then Chatbot, whoops, what did I do? That was weird. Okay, Chatbot does the 5 spins one way. And then the 5 spins the other way. But then when Chatbot switches to the Matty flips, he starts doing the Matty flips the opposite direction of the that he was going through the gate originally. And you're supposed to go through the gate the same way every time. So I'm pretty sure that was described, but even if we take the time, even if we take the times, even if we let him get that time, which was a 27.92, and then we watch AJ's. Oops. This is Pro Cuber. Alright, here's this speed run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to Maddie's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switching in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is what it stops. 5. 26.1. Already faster than Chatbot's. Plus, besides the DQ, plus AJ's timing here started a little weird. He started on 1 second instead of on 0. So it was technically 25.1. And that's out of 30 frames. So AJ's score 25.33. So even if we gave Chatbot the relief there of the wrong direction on the Maddies, AJ still got him by about 2 seconds. So nice work, AJ. Fast run there. Let's go on to the A Plume loop routine. This one was pretty cool. Chatbots was very nice here. So this was like loops, and you would like yaw spin and turn, so and change into side loop, reverse loop. Chatbot does real nice. Start off here, gets the first 5 loops clean, then goes into the 90s at the top, gets all 4 of those clean, then into the 180s at the bottom, clean, clean, and now you got to do the 180s at the top, pretty clean there, not bad there, and now into the 90 at the top and bottom. 90 top, oh, little tap, a little swirly, and then cuts it off there. So pretty solid, got most way through on that one. And then here's the next loop routine. Again, gets the first 5 loops clean, and then the 90s at the top, also very nice on those 4. Then into the 180s at the bottom, boom. Boom, nice. Now 180s at the top. Boom. And whoop. Now for the 90s top and bottom. Starts it and then hits the wall. So got to about the same position both times. The total score of 329 points. So if you can see up here, the 5 loops for the first set of 5, and then 5 bonus points for getting them all cleanly. 4 loops the next set, getting them all cleanly. 3 loops for the 180s, getting all those cleanly. The 2 loops with the 180s at the top, those cleanly, and then into the 90s and crashed on the first one there. And the second set got one of the loops after there, but then crashed. So very solid score overall. Oops. Wait, just go see. All right, 329 total. Let's see how AJ did. All right. Here goes AJ. So starts off with the loop, 90, 90 at the bottom, 90 at the bottom, 90 at the bottom. The first 5, pretty clean. I took a few deductions there for not perfect constant loop motion. But now at the 90s at the top, also a little bit messy, but still keeping the loops going. A few deductions, then the 180s at the bottom, a little late on one. I took some more deductions there, but still keeping the loops going. 180s at the top, 180 at the top. Now into the 90 loop at the top and bottom. Got those. And then goes for the 360, but goes down. So made it just a little bit further than Chatbot there on that first one, but with more deductions. And then this one was pretty clean. He gets the first 5 loops almost perfect. And then into the 90s at the top. Pretty good here too. 2, 3, and 4 of those. Pretty clean. And then into the 180s at the bottom. A little late on that 180. Not bad there. Then the 180s at the top. A little bit of a constant loop motion loss there. Those ones were a little sloppy, but still going. Now the 90s at the top and bottom. Pulling them through, and then the 360 crashed again at the same spot. So very close, but AJ got a few more loops done. Even though his were sloppier, he does end up with a few more points. So I took deductions out of most of the first one, and then He didn't get anything towards the end, but he got more points here on the 90 loops, top and bottom. Even more deductions on the second one, and didn't get some of the 5-point bonuses. But overall, just a few more points, giving AJ the edge in 2 of the 3 games already. So the Pro Whooper will watch here, but the results don't necessarily matter. AJ also won that one by quite a bit, 97 to 48. So let's take a look at the Pro Cuber. For chatbot first. So chatbot started with the reverse cube cross, flying backwards through the cube twice, and then a power loop, then a side loop. There was a little tap there in the power loop, which lost him some points. The side loop, then a Matty flip. Then he just, 2 people, both AJ and chatbot did a power switch just singly, which wasn't one of the tricks. So they both did it slightly different too. And then a stall Matty rewind, and then a double orbit there for chatbot. And then looked for like a 360 stall rewind and crashed. So the total points here for, I should block these ones out. Oh wait, those are the old ones. You can't see. Okay. Okay. 48.5 for chatbot there. Then you can see AJ quite a few more points, 97. We'll watch his run here. AJ went Matty, reverse power flip, juicy flick, loop eject combo for the bonus, 1.5 there. Then a 360 yaw, a backflip cube eject. He also does a power switch, which wasn't by itself a trick, but he goes through the middle instead of the whole cube. Together they created one power switch combo. And then blind loop, power loop, split S, half Matty, and then was going for a brawny but goes down here. Doesn't quite get it. Goes through the side of the cube. So nice run by AJ for a total of 97 total points there. His big scorer was the loop eject combo with the 1.5 on it. So AJ is our first advancer, our top seed the whole time. Didn't get any letters. Beat Lowndes, beat Chatbot, and he is now in the final 4. Congratulations, AJ. Chatbot, thank you for participating. Great season. Good to see you too this weekend at the West Coast Whoop Championship. And yeah. Okay. That's our first matchup. Next, we have Callisto versus Jal. Let's go. We just watched the Pro Cuber, so let's do that one again here. First, we'll show Jal's score here. Jal got 101, so he would have beat AJ. Let's watch his Pro Cuber here. Jal. Jal, and Callisto. All right, Pro Cuber first. All right, Jal starts it off with a blind loop. And then straight into a power flip. Then a Mavi roll. Then he actually does the correct thing. This is the power switch. The only power switch that was in the thing was the power switch combo, which Jal will demonstrate here correctly. You do a power switch of the front part of the cube and then the back part of the cube together, and he gets the 1.5 combo on that. Nice work there. And then, boop, right in the top. Almost hits it, but doesn't there. I watched that a few times. Doesn't actually tap it. And then he goes into a power loop, a 360 yaw spin, then a Matty flip. Then he gets the bonus on a half Matty. Nice. And then he's got a reverse power flip. Then a backflip cube eject. And then he runs out of time. He was going for a few more tricks here, but a side flip. But pretty solid. Run there from Jal for 101 total points, as I mentioned earlier. There's all his points. His two big scorers. He had the half Matty with the 1.5 combo on it, and the power switch combo with the 1.5 multiplier. Nice work by Jal. And now let's watch Callisto's to see if he could beat him. I think his cube's at the end. Yes. Alright, so Callisto needs more than 101 points. Hold on, Callisto. Sorry, let me get your list up here so I can read it off as we go. Okay. So Callisto starts it off with the split S. Then straight into loop to Matty. Half Matty cross. Cube eject backflip with the multiplier. Power loop. Reverse power flip. Mavi roll. Cube eject roll. Juicy flick. Regular cube eject. Matty flip. Half Matty. Maverick loop. And then I think he messes up the next trick. Yeah, starts to orbit and then clips the edge there. So a lot of clips that are a lot of tricks, super clean. Not the best strategy overall though for Callisto. He gets 129 points, which is good enough for the win. But he puts his multiplier on a backflip cube eject for only 9 points, and the half Matty for 10 points, and the cube eject roll for 11. But he also did a trick worth 13 and a trick worth 14, but he didn't put the multiplier on them, just based on the order of the tricks. So you do 1, 2, 3 tricks, and then your fourth trick gets the multiplier. So he did split S, loop to Matty, half Matty cross, and then cube eject backflip got the multiplier. But he did put the harder ones up front, so I assume he was just like getting a lot of points and then trying to throw in some more. Anyway, good enough for the win in the Pro Cuber against Jal. Gets that first win. Let's do the tricklets now. This one was you had a big list of tricks you had to do in order, and the more of them you got without making a mistake, the more bonuses you got, plus just how many you got total. So again, let's start off with Jal, who won this pretty well last time versus Junker. Speedrun. Alright, here we go. So flip through the top, roll through the middle, yaw spin on the bottom. That's the first one. He got that perfect. Then you do a double cradle of the bottom. Then kind of up and down cradle through the top, middle, and then to the bottom. And then a flip or roll rewind through the top. So another perfect set there from Jal. Or I think I took off one for the cradles. Then the power loop, 3 power loops in a row. Pretty good there. I think there was a deduction or two in the score, but pretty good overall. Still got the bonus. And then into the jump ropes, the side flip, and then the double dutch. Nearly perfect with the bonus. Then the Matty flip combo. 1, 2, 3, Perfect one from Jal. Gets the bonus there. And then split S ladder back and forth. And then an Immelman. Very nice. Then we had the stall Maddie rewind. A little bit of a bobble there. Stall yaw rewind. Not bad. And then stall 360 rewind. Nice, those three. Now this was the toughest one for most people. This was the half Maddie pendulum back and forth. You got to do 3 through the bottom, then 3 through the middle in pendulum-like motion. Not bad. Jal gets 3 there. A little stally in between them. And then a tap on that one and misses the gate, but then gets the last one. So 5 out of the 6 half Maddies, but some constant loop motion issues there. Not quite back to back, but still gets a decent amount of them. And then the ham hook to Barani goes down on the Brawny, and the ham hook was more of a Immelmat, but then pulls off the Karuri. So got some points overall there. Let's look at the total score here for Jal. So look at the breakdown. You got perfect on the first set, 1 point deduction on the second set, 2 points deduction on the third set, the 10-point bonus for getting 3 in a row, then almost perfect 1 point deduction on the fourth set, perfect fifth set, 1 point deduction on the sixth set, and then the 10-point combo for getting the next 3 in a row. Then 16.5 out of 20 on what's that? The half. That's number 7. 7 is the stall rewinds. So a few deductions there. Then 9 points out of 20 total because missed 1 gate there, so didn't get the bonus. 5 points. And then 6, 5 for the, or 4 for the, what's the very last trick? The Karuri, and like 2 for the Immelmat. So pretty solid overall run from Jal for a total of 166.5. All right, now we look at Callisto's. So Callisto basically is going to have to do almost everything and get the half Maddies or the last set to beat Jal. So he starts off perfect first set. Double cradle, looks good. Second set, also perfect. Loops, pretty good. Now, so you got the first 3, you got that 10 bonus. There's jump ropes, side loop, double Dutch. Very nice. Now the Maddie flips. 1, 2, 3. Tiny little adjustment on that last one. I gave a deduction for. Then the split S and Immelman. And then now the stall rewind, stall Maddie rewind, pretty clean. Stall yaw rewind, not bad, a little cheesy. I took off some points for the way. And then the stall 360 rewind, pretty good. And then the half Maddies. 1 a little crooked, but not bad. 2, 3, switching directions this time, of course. 1, 2, 3. So not perfect pendulum motion, but pretty good overall. Gets all the right gates. And then a little messy on the ham hook, but nails the Barani. And then a little stall lining up the Karuri. And a little late on the yaw spin, but gets it overall. So pretty much did the entire thing there for Callisto. If we look at how I scored his points. 195.5 overall. He got perfect first set, perfect second set. Took off a half point on one of the loops for constant motion, but gets the 10-point bonus. Perfect fourth set, minus a half point on the fifth set, minus a full point on the sixth set. Gets the combo there. Then I took off 3 points for the Split S Immelman. Or no, wait, what's number 7? 7 for the Maddie rewinds and the stall rewind. Yep, that one I took off a total of 3 points, and then total of minus 4.5 points for the half Maddies because there's a decent amount of stalls in there, and then minus 5 points for the ham hook. Wasn't exactly a perfect ham hook. It was more of a split S move, but still did them all without missing any gates. So got the combo. Oops. For a total of 195. Great job by Callisto there. Probably the best performance we've seen on that one overall. And gets the win after those two. Congratulations to Callisto, moving on over Jal in the top 4. Jal put up a really good battle there. Couldn't quite get it. And then the last one, the speed one, Callisto kind of dominated that one. The 22.4 versus Jal's 38. Take a look at him. Jal actually said and explained that he had a faster run in the last run when he needed it versus Junker. I couldn't quite get as fast. Well, the setup was slightly different. Last time you did the loops on the ground, or the gate was on the ground, and you did the Maddies coming backwards through them, and then the loops above the gate. Whereas this time, you did the Maddies coming backwards under the gate, and then you did the loops going backwards. So you see here. And he'll switch on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom, done. 38 and 8 frames out of 60 for Jal, giving him a score of 38.13. Then you can see Callisto's time here, super fast. Where is it? Right here, okay. Some bonus Trippian after the tricklets. Alright, here goes Callisto. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Maddies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch into loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 22.4 for Callisto. Super fast there. Very nice run. Gives the ear tug to cement the win. Callisto moving on. So 2 sweeps so far. AJ sweeping Callisto, or AJ sweeping Chatbot. Callisto sweeping Jal. Not surprising, they are the 2 top seeds in the competition. Now we're going to go on to Dingles versus Cha-Cha. This was a 3 versus 6 matchup. And they played Tricklets, Speed Run, and Pro Cuber. So let's take a look here at the scores. We'll start with Cha-Cha, since he's the underdog. And then bring in Dingles. All right. So here's Cha-Cha with the tricklets. So starts off flip through the top. Roll through the middle. Yaw through the bottom. All right, now cradle, Cradle. Very nice. Perfect first set. Working on a perfect second set. Nails that. Now onto the third loop. 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 3 perfect sets there for Cha-Cha to start it off. Maximum points. Going into the sides. 2. Side loop. Double Dutch. Another perfect set for Cha-Cha. 1, 2, 3. Maddie's perfect. Split, split. Immelman. Another perfect set. Stall Maddie rewind. Stall y'all rewind. Stall roll rewind. Another perfect set. Half Maddie. Half Maddie. Half Maddie. Half Maddie. Half Maddie. Half Maddie. A little squirrely on a couple of those, but definitely the closest to perfect pendulum motion. That was not really a ham hook. A little messy on the Barani, and then taps on the top of the Karuri. But damn near perfect there for Cha-Cha. Gives a little tug on the ear, showing that it did it in time. And let's look at that scoring for Cha-Cha. A 184.5. Perfect first set, perfect second set, perfect third set, 10 bonus points. Perfect fourth set, perfect fifth set, perfect sixth set, 10 bonus points. Perfect seventh set, 19 out of 20 on the half Maddies, and then only 5.5 points out of the possible 20 on the last set, and no bonus because he clipped the gate on the Immelman, but pretty close there. Basically, the ham hook was not really a ham hook. The half Maddies were good. No one really did a good ham hook except for, like, I think there's like Dingles and Backwoods. We'll watch them again, but you can see here, definitely roll action, not really yaw. So I gave like 1 point for that. Barani looks good. That's the yaw we're looking for right there on the Barani. Comes down a little crooked, so I think I gave like 4 out of 5 there, and then on the Karuri hits the gate. But very nice run overall. Just didn't quite get as many as Callisto because that last tap took off the last 10 bonus points from him there. So great run by Cha-Cha. Let's see how Dingles did. Oh, I missed the flip. It's right at the start. Flip. Roll. Yaw starts off with the perfect set. Cradle. Cradle. Up and down. Perfect. Invert, rewind, perfect. So 2 perfect sets. Keeping track with Cha-Cha so far. 2, 3 on the loops. Another perfect set. Jump rope. And I think tiny tap on the gate. 2. Double Dutch. Pretty good besides that little tap on the gate there. Then to Maddie's. 1, 2, 3. Very clean set there. Split S's to Immelman. Very nice. Now the stalls. Does a little extra setup before the stalls. Maybe trying to remember what it was, but nothing wrong with that. Stall Maddie, good. Stall yaw. Oh, and hits the gate. And then doesn't go for the stall roll rewind. Into the half Maddies. 1, 2, 3 on the lower gate. Little squirrely, little extra setup. 1, 2, 3 on the middle gate. Not bad, but a little bit extra setup on each of them. Ham hook. Actually a good ham hook there. That's one of the best ones. Brawny gets that too. And then on the also gets the Karuri. So very nice run there from Dingles. Let's take a look at the scoring. Was that enough to beat Cha-Cha? He got some more of the last ones, but he had a couple bumps on the other ones that Cha-Cha didn't have. And it's a total of 161.5. So perfect first set, perfect second set. Third set I took a half point off, gets the bonus. Then on the what's the fourth set? On the jump rope, he tapped the gate, so he didn't get the bonus 5 points there. Took 1 point off for the tap and didn't get the bonus 5. Then has a perfect fifth set, a perfect sixth set, and so then to get another 10-point bonus, he would have needed to get the seventh set perfect. But then he does the stall Maddie rewind and then bumps on the stall yaw rewind. So only got 5 points there, and then no points for the missing the gate and bumping, and doesn't do the last set. Plus didn't ever get another 3 in a row, so missed out on that 10 bonus points. Then I gave 14 points out of a possible 20 for the half Maddies because kind of messy and not exactly back to back, and then got 19 out of 20 points for the last set, the best of anyone's last set there for 19 points. Very close, but a few more mistakes than Cha-Cha. And Cha-Cha takes the first round of tricklets. All right, so let's go into the Pro Cuber. For now, Dingles is down. Let's do Dingles first. All right, here's Dingles Pro Cuber. He had one of the highest scores, I believe, in the previous round with a 114. Yeah, he did have the highest score in the previous round. So let's see what he's able to do this time. So he starts off Maddie flip. Let me get the list up here. All right, starts off Maddie flip. Then snap back, Mavi roll. Then the bonus for the loop cube eject combo. 1, 2, 3 loops with the cube, or 2 loops with the cube eject in the middle. Then a juicy flick, power loop, cube eject, stall Maddie rewind, a split S, Immelman, Maverick loop, front flip cube eject with the bonus, roll, flip, 360 yaw, and then would have got a bonus on this half Maddie here, but just came just after time and ends up failing it. So pretty solid run there from Dingles with a 129.5, a half point more than our highest scorer so far, Callisto. His big point scores was the front flip cube eject with the 1.5 multiplier for 18 total points, and the loopy cube combo, 11 points with the 1.5 multiplier. Also the stall Maddie rewind with the 1.5 multiplier. Very nice score by Dingles, a 129.5. Let's see if Cha-Cha was able to do here. Cha-Cha's list right here. All right. So, starts off with split S, power flip, Mavi roll, loop to Maddie, power loop, power flip, reverse power flip, Maverick loop, half Maddie cross, or standard eject, the backflip eject, then the loopy cube combo. So power loop, power loop, power loop, then a front flip cube eject, a juicy flick, yaw spin, and Immelman. And that is it for Cha-Cha. Very nice run there. Just about as many tricks, similar setup, but Cha-Cha has the best strategy overall of all the pilots and gets a 149.5 there. So a bunch of big scores here. He had his first combo, or his first multiplier was the loop to Maddie with the 1.5 multiplier on it. So that's 14 up to 21, and then he did the half Maddie cross with the multiplier on it. That's 13 up to 19.5, and then the front flip cube eject with the multiplier on it up to 18. So very nice run by Cha-Cha, putting down a 149.5, crushing it. Everyone in this game here. Taking another game off Cha-Cha, or off Dingles, and that actually means that Cha-Cha is going to upset Dingles and go into the finals as a number 6 seed. Cha-Cha was also in the finals of iGal last year, so he's got some experience. And if we look at the last one of timing, we see that Cha-Cha actually got the full sweep on Dingles there. Even though Dingle's performing very well overall, beat everyone else besides Cha-Cha in the Pro Cuber. So if he had won that one, but even if he had won that one, as we see here in the speed one, Cha-Cha was able to get him as well. So here's Dingles on the speed. Starting off 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Maddie's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 upside down. 28.1, or not 0.1, it's 10 frames out of 60. So Dingles got 28.17, and now we can see Cha-Cha's time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switch to Maddie's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switch to loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 24.66 for Cha-Cha. Super. Oops, I rounded up too much. Very nice. Second fastest time behind Callisto there. The great run. And Cha-Cha with the sweep the opposite way as the lower seed takes out Dingles, one of the favorites overall. Here are top 3. Moving on to the final 4. Very nice, Cha-Cha. All right, and our final matchup, our closest seed-wise matchup was the 4-5 versus Backwoods and Akira. Let's see this one. What is it? Okay, that's right. So we're going to start it off with the A Plume loop routine. All right, Akira's. And Backwoods. All right, so these pilots competed in tricklets, loop routine, and speed run. So we're going to start Akira's the number 5 seed We're going to watch his loop routines, and then we will move on to the next one, to Backwoods.
That's an anti-climax. People rise for
All right.
work under sun mirrors.
So there's one loop, starting with the 90s, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pretty solid for the first 5. Little squirrely on that top 90. Messed up a little bit on the constant loop motion there, but still keeping the loops going. Other side loop. And then gets a little lost on that one. Gets back into the loops here. Now the yaws at the bottom. 1, 2. Now the yaw, or 180s at the top. There's 1. Another one starting to lose the kind of rotation there, and then goes out after that. So we made it about to the 90 yaws at the top on the one direction. Now the other starts off clean with the 90s at the bottom, looking pretty good. Gets those first 5 pretty clean. Then the 90s at the top starts to get a little squirrely. Has to adjust back over it there. Taps the ground on that one. Now into the 90 loops, or the 180s at the bottom. Does those okay, then the 90s or the 180s at the top, really squirrely on that one, goes over the top and misses it. Taps on that one as well, and the gate kind of just goes in there at the end. So made it about the same distance of both those for Akira. And here's my scoring. 263 total. So the first direction, 47 out of 50 points, a couple, 3 total deductions there. It still gets the bonus. The second set, oh, did I put the combo on it? This should be 31. I messed that up. So there was about 9 points of deduction in that second set, and didn't get it because it didn't get the bonus because it didn't keep the combo. In the third set, one point of deduction, got the bonus there, and then only one of the 180 top loops, and then the rest was 0. In the second set, 48 out of the first 50 with the bonus, and then 38, but had a pretty significant constant loop loss that didn't get the bonus. Then the set of 3, 24 or 4 points deduction, got the bonus, but then only really had one part of another loop and then crashed out. So a total of 253 total. Let's take a look at Backwoods's loop routines. All right, so first loop, then the 90, reverse, other side. First 5, pretty clean there. Now the 90s at the top, not bad. Keeping it going. Nice. And at the bottom, all right, now the 180s at the bottom, clean. Clean one, now the 180s at the top. Ooh, a little swirly on that one, has to back up. That one was a little messy as well. Now to the 90 top and bottom. Sort of pulls it off, and then there was an extra loop before going into the 180, but crashes or bounces off the table anyway on that one for the end. So definitely made it further than Akira there. It got to through the 180 tops and bottoms and into the 90s. So here's the other direction. Starting off pretty clean again. The 90s at the bottom, those first 5, pretty good. Then the 90s at the top. 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little squirrely on some of those. I took some deductions, but not bad overall. Now the 180s at the bottom. 1, 2, and there was a tap there. 3. A little bit of loss of constant loop motion here into the 90 top and bottoms. Boom. But not bad. Get through it, and then the same point at the last crashes on the 180 or the full 360 at the top. So similar performance, but Backwoods definitely got more overall for a 342 total score. Gave 1 point deduction on his first 5 loops on both of them, and then 6 total points of deduction on his second set, but still got the bonus combo. 7 points deduction, but still got the combo. This set he got only 1 point of deduction, got the combo. On the other set with the 90s at the bottom, he had a tap, I believe, so it took one of those out and didn't get the bonus. Then the 180s at the top had 6 points of deduction, and one of them was pretty bad, so lost the bonus. On the other direction, only 2 points of deduction, got the bonus. Then 90s top and bottom, pretty good. Overall, only 1 point of deduction, got the bonus. And 2 points of deduction on the other one and got the bonus, but then nothing on the 360 on both of them. So, nice job overall. Taking the win for Backwoods in the Oplume loop routine. He got more than Chatbot, but less than AJ for comparison. All right, now on to the speed runs. Let's watch Backwoods since now he's up 1. A single gate speed run. Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switch to Maddies. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 switch to loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 upside down. Nice run there by Backwoods. Very solid. Gave him a 27.5 second run. It was 27.3 on the thing, but then it's 30 frames out of 60. Let's see as he comes around here. Boom. Or sorry, 15 frames out of 30. Oops. Boom, 15 right there finishes it, and we're doing 30 frames, you can see here. So that's a 0.5. All right, so let's see Akira's run. No, this tricklets. Speed gate right here.
You listen enough. Working class casualties out on the street sleep rough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switch to Maddie's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 24.3, or these are actually, as you can see, frames. So it's 30 frames out of 60. Boom, right there. That's it. So 24.5 seconds for Akira. So we have our first non-sweep. They're split so far. It's going to come down to the tricklets. So let's see who does better on the tricklets. First, we're going to watch Akira because he started in 5th. And they both put in 2 sets, and I scored both of them. Both of them, their first run was better, so we're just going to watch the first run.
I've got dirt on
All
my
right, here we
Reeboks,
go.
I'm staying up all night, spend
Flip.
my last £10 on this
Roll.
pack of Marlboro Lights. I phoned up Stevie.
Yeah.
I said, "Gee, you
Perfect
alright?" He
first
said,
set.
"It's 6 in the morning, brother. Get some shot
Cradle.
eye. I feel a sense of well-being this time
Cradle.
in the morning. Wear my heart out of my hoodie while the city is snoring. Drunks
Over
falling off
under
the sidewalks get issued a
and
warning.
invert
Distant
rewind.
sirens, they crescendo
That
like
one
a
looked
symphony.
to me a
Get
little.
some shot eye. I
You had
feel
to
a
make a
sense of
full
well-being this
invert.
time in the morning. Wear my heart out
So
of
I
my
checked
hoodie
this on
while the
everyone's.
city is snoring. Drunks falling off the
And Akira does get fully inverted as he's going through. So no deduction there. Another perfect set. 1, 2, 3 loops. That's a third perfect set with the first bonus. 2 side loop, double dutch, another perfect set. Matty flip, Matty flip, Matty flip, another perfect set. Split S, Immelman. That's 6 perfect sets in a row. Stall Matty rewind. Gets a little squirrely on the stall yaw rewind. Gets the stall roll rewind. So there's a little bit of deduction there, but gets that one. 1 half Matty, 2 half Matties, 3 half Matties. Has to set up a little 1 half Matty, 2 half Matties, and oh, off to the side on the very last half Matty. Misses that one. Not bad ham hook. Misses the brawny, and then goes down on the Karuri as well, or misses the gate. So a really nice run, but then at the end comes apart a little bit. And then the second run isn't quite as good. It has some more mistakes in it than the first one. So if we look at the scoring here for Akira, 173. Pretty good. It would have beat Dingles and it would have beat Jal, but wouldn't have beat Cha-Cha or Callisto. Perfect first set, perfect second set, perfect third set, 10 bonus points. Perfect fourth, perfect fifth, perfect sixth, 10 bonus points. I took 2 off on the stall yaw rewind for the little like bobbliness, but not bad. And then on the half Matties, pretty good on the half Matties. They but the last one he doesn't get through the gate. So 1, 2, 3, pretty good back to back. A little set up on that second 1, 2, but then goes off to the side there completely. So can't get the 5 points for the very last set, and also misses out on the 5 bonus points. So a total of 11. I gave basically I gave 1 deduction before that, and then only got half of the, so 2.5 points for missing the gate completely, and then a few others, so 2.5, and then a total of 1.5 other minus points for a little bit of stalliness in the and setup in the other ones, and then didn't get the 5-point bonus, so 11 out of 20 possible there. And then in the last set of 3, not bad there, and then oops, a decent does get an actual ham hook motion with the yaw spin on the front flip. Comes down a little crooked here on the side, so I gave 4 points out of 5 for that first trick. Then the brawny does the brawny motion through the gate at the top, but then comes down to the side, taps the table, and doesn't get through the gate, so no points for the Brawny there. And then for the same thing for the Karuri. Gets through the top, yaws through the bottom, but then goes for the kind of Immelman finish, hits the gate here. And I could have given a deduction in some of the points if he made it through the top, but kind of slides down and actually ends up going through the middle gate there. So, pretty solid run, just a little few points missing at the end for a total of 173. So now, Backwoods has to get more than 173 to advance. He also put in 2 clips, and his first clip was better as well. So we're going to watch the first one. All right, starts it off, flip, roll, yaw, perfect set to start it off. Cradle, cradle, up, down, and invert rewind. Also perfect there, fully inverted as going through the gate. Pulls it out. Loop, loop, loop. Pretty clean there. I think I took maybe a half point off on that. Side jump ropes, good. Side loop and double dutch. A little squirrely on the double dutch. I think maybe a 1 point deduction there, but got them all done into the Maddies. Clean Maddie. Tiny bit of a stall on that Maddie, but gets all of them there for the Maddie set into the split S. Split S. Immelman. Very nice. Now for the stall rewinds. Nice Maddie stall rewind. Good yaw rewind. That's a very solid roll rewind there. Into the half Maddies. A little squirrely on that one, but gets it through. Starts to get better. That's pretty good run there. 1, 2, and 3. Nails all of those. Very nice in the half Maddies. Now to the ham hook. Definitely more of a split S type motion here at the top of the ham hook. Good at the bottom. But then there's a little yaw action, but not bad. I think I gave like 3 points for that. The Brawny, a little squirrely, but gets it through. You can see that Brawny action there. Comes back through, and then the Karuri pulls that off. Very nice run by Backwoods. Got pretty much all of the tricks in there for a total of 181.5. Just a few more than Akira to advance on into the final 4. Congratulations, Backwoods. So only one upset out of the 4 rounds. That's Cha-Cha taking down Zingles. Otherwise, pretty much right on the line. But if we look at the scoring here, perfect first set, perfect second set, perfect third set, bonus. -1 on the 4th set, -1 on the 5th set, -0.5 on the 6th set, the bonus. Then got the full for the stall rewinds. I gave 16 points for the half Maddies, so 4 points of total deduction, but got them all. And then for the last set, 8 out of the total. I think the Brawny actually, I think I counted a tap in the Brawny. Yeah, that was a tap on. I counted a tap there for the Brawny, bouncing there at the off the bottom. Boink. So I didn't give any points for the Brawny, but I think I gave 4 points for the ham hook and 4 points for the Karuri. So, very nice job by Backwoods, scoring the third highest score overall, almost enough to get what Cha Cha would have had. Not quite as much as Callisto, but great run there from Backwoods, getting every trick basically except for the Barani in the combo overall. And moving on to the finals, taking down Akira, who's finished top 2 or 3 in like the last 3 IGOWs. I think IGOW 2, 3, and 4. Akira was on the top 2 or 3. So great job by Backwoods, just barely edging him out, winning the A Plume Loop routine, and then getting a few more points on the tricklets. So here's our finals. AJ, your number 1 seed. Callisto, number 2. Backwoods, number 4. And Cha Cha sneaks in over Dingles, or he doesn't really sneak in. He swept him, scoring some of the highest points overall. Actually, Cha Cha at the highest score here. He wouldn't have quite beat Callisto, but would have got AJ technically if he had competed against AJ even. So very nice job by Cha Cha. We'll see everyone in the finals. If you haven't looked at the finals yet, the basic idea is you guys are going to make up to 90-second freestyle line. Did I say that in here? Yeah, but basically we're going to have the same TPW scoring that we had for round 11, except we're going to lower down the bonus for switching so that the maximum's closer to like 20 or 25%. And then that'll be part of your score. And then you're also going to get scored based on other elements, including the difficulty, execution, style, flow, musicality, and overall impression. So there's like 5 other categories, and that'll make up about half the score, and then the other half of the score will be made up by the score you actually get on the TPW scoring sheet. And basically you have to make up your line and set it to a song. Ideally, that's part of the musicality score if your run kind of goes to a song. And then rather than just having this whole period to get your very best performance, you can practice this as many times as you want coming up to your final performance. And then what we're going to have is a period of time, anytime in like this last week from when I get home. Actually, what is it right now? We might, I'll email you guys what the exact period, but basically sometime not this weekend, next weekend. The time kind of got squished down because we pushed this one out till this weekend. But basically there's going to be a point, and you're going to have to declare when you want to perform your challenge. And then you're going to email me, and then we'll have that set up ahead of time. And then when your performance time comes, you got to pick, AJ. You got to pick the day. So there'll be like at least a week period where you got to pick, and you got to declare that like on whatever, the 26th, or I'll probably give you guys a week past that. We'll probably go to the end of October. And that last weekend, the 1st and the 2nd, will be the last time you guys can perform it. But you'll pick your time at least like a few days ahead of time. And you say like, okay, on whatever, Sunday, October 26th, I want to do my thing at whatever, you got to pick the time as well. And then at that time, I'm going to email, or I'm going to message you your specific hand sign, and it's only going to be for you. Everyone's going to get a different one. And then you're only going to have 30 minutes from that time that you declared to perform your run, do the hand sign, or you can just put it in the OSD if you want right away. and then you have to go perform your run. So you're only going to get maybe 20-25 minutes to attempt it and get the best possible version of it done, and then submit it back to me before the time period is up. So the idea is that we're trying to make some type of actual performance pressure, like in any real competition, like any real sport, the at the end of the whatever the season is or something, it always comes down to being able to perform like when it matters. And there's no way that I can think logistically to like give you guys only like 2 or 3 runs of it, because I couldn't figure out any way to be like you only get 1 or 2 chances. So I'm just giving you like a 30-minute time period, which probably gives you, if you're doing a 90-second run, at most 10, 15 shots at it. So it's similar idea. You got to perform it when it matters. You can get your run down perfect, but if you can't do it when the pressure is on, so to speak, then you might not get quite as high of a score. So that's kind of the idea. Well, backwards, what I'll say is you just have to submit to me the run within that 30 minutes. And then you can, after that, you could edit it up and like make sure the music starts at the right point and stuff. But I just have to have your clip overall. So yeah, to sort through them. So if you just send me your whole session, and then I'll let you guys like do more editing. So it's not going to be the speed, the editing of it won't affect the speed. You just have to submit your video overall. But basically what you should have is like you take off, and then that's when your song starts on a certain point. You could do Google Drive, yeah, that works. You don't have to upload it to YouTube so that it doesn't. Yeah, I'll just check, to make sure that your clip matches the one that you edit together in the end. But you don't have to put the song into it and stuff. But the basic idea is there has to be some pressure. You can't just, get your best run out of 2 weeks and see what it's going to be. But I'll be emailing all you guys the exact details. It probably won't be until the end of the day because I'm flying out to Rampage. I have to get to the airport at 7, so like in 4 hours. So I gotta pack up all my shit, but I'll get you the exact details here coming up. But the basic idea is you make up freestyle run. You can do whatever you want in it. It's just like the open TPW scoring like we did in week number 11 with slightly lower or with significantly lower bonus points for switching things. Like you got up to like what 100% multiplier for the thing. The maximum will be somewhere around 20 to 25% on the switching. So, and that just the TPW part of your score makes up about half of your score, and the other half is made up by overall impression, difficulty, execution, style and flow, and musicality. And myself and the other IGOW judges are going to score you. So, someone said they were looking for a timer set up for RaceGow. Like the Roto Hazard thing works really well. You can build those. That's pretty cheap if you're good at building it. I think some people sell things if you can buy ones, but I think Roto Hazard's like the cheapest way to do it. I don't know. Can you still buy the Lap RF puck? Is that still a thing? No longer available. Obviously, you don't want to buy an 8-way. That's too much. The Roto Hazard, I think, is the easiest thing. That's what I use here. But Lonnie built those. I'm not like that fancy. You got to do like Raspberry Pis and Arduinos and stuff. I mean, it's not that hard, but it's not that easy either. Oh, also someone. Oh, that's right. Someone was trying to make a lap timer, and I never. Okay. Lap timer for my. Those probably aren't active anymore. Tiny timer. So you guys should try this. This looks pretty good. I know he was trying to make it something that works with your iPhone, your phone and the camera. So I never got to try it out because I was too busy. Sorry, Alex. I would still like to give it a try. But here, let me post this in the chat, and I'll also post this in the Discord. Maybe give this a try. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it personally, but yeah. Maybe it'll work. Looks like you set it up like with your phone facing the start finish gate. That could be cool. Give that a try, Doomsday. Let me know if it works or not. I'm not sure if it costs anything. It says in-app purchases, so maybe you have to buy stuff from in-app. Anyway. Yeah. Other than that, you can always time with just your DVR. What I do when I don't have a timer is you can kind of tell, when you get 3 pretty good laps, or at least I can. And then, so like when I think I have a pretty good one, after that I stop recording, and then I record like 3 really short clips, just like click on, click off, click on, click off, click on, click off. So then when I'm reviewing my DVR, I have the list of all the like recordings, and then if I see 3 little short ones in a row, I take the clip before that and I look at the end of that clip, and then I time those laps. And yeah, I do that throughout the recording. So then I only look at the ones that I think were the fastest in my head. It's not perfect, obviously, but it works decently if you don't have a timer. You do that too, Lori? Yeah. Or if I do something cool, freestyle, and then I'll do like a couple little clicks after so I can find the clip of what I want to get later. There's also a way to like mark the clip as hot on the HD0 goggles, but I'm always afraid I'm going to delete it on accident or something. So I just do that. The little 3 short clicks. All right. Anyway, let's do one poll and then we'll Oh, I never ended this poll. Whoops. We'll call it. All right, who do you guys think are going to win now that we know the final 4? Do you think it'll be AJ, Callisto, Backwoods, or Cha-Cha? Vote now. Let's figure this out. As far as the timing, we'll just adjust this now. And we'll do it with Race Scout too. Okay. This was supposed to be longer. Okay, so today is the 14th. That's when we're giving this out. This was actually, that was due the 13th. This is the last week of okay, we'll do it this way. Okay, so sometime between next Saturday and the following Sunday. So that gives you 2 weekends and 1 week day. A plenty big period to declare your final performance and run it. And then we will review them. We'll review them on then that'll give the judges a full week from the 2nd to the 8th. And there won't be a Race Scout live stream because there's one on the 1st. And then we'll review them on Saturday the 8th. All indoor. The Tyrant Pro Whooper thing accounts for doing indoor or outdoor. So you can do indoor, but you get, 60 seconds instead of 90? And it's not really fair though, because AJ and Backwoods have been doing mostly outdoor stuff. And they don't have nice big garages like Cha and Callisto do to fly. AJ's just flying like up in his upstairs area always if he's flying in inside, and Backwoods doesn't have like a very big inside area at all. The flow typically you could flow a little bit better outside, but Callisto pretty flowy inside overall, I'd say. Oh yeah, the shop would be tough though. Yeah, because you don't have a lot of room in there. You know, little aisles and stuff. What happened to my chat? There we go. I think the way that the Tyrant Pro Whooper scoring works is good already because it's only 50% of the score overall, and it'll be kind of like somewhat on a curve. Like the highest points person will like get close to like 50 out of 50 if they like score most of their potential points. Like if they get close to their full run, and then it'll be kind of scored down from there. Yeah, and I think it worked pretty good in challenge number 11. The addition of the switching added a good bonus there, but I think we just need to total overall make the multiplier for the switching obstacle bonuses less. Other than that, I think it worked great. It got up to like 100% total bonus. I think like a 20 or 25 point max would be better. So it steps up like maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, something like that maximum. I forget how many steps there were before. Up to 100. Were there more than 4 steps? Was it like... But I'll talk to you about that, Tyrant. Switching each obstacle is better. No, not necessarily. The the number of switch, like you don't get any penalty for doing 3 tricks on each obstacle. You just, right, Tyrant, you get after, if you do a 4th trick on the same obstacle, that's when you start to get a slight deduction for it, right? But you don't get any penalty for doing 3 in a row on a single obstacle and then switching. Me and Tyron will work it out exactly over the next couple days here. We'll have the final information to you guys before this weekend for sure, and then you'll have all the way until the 2nd at the latest, this Sunday. So 2 weeks after that to do your performance. But you could also do it anytime earlier in the week if you want to get it over with, or if the middle of the week works better for you, or something like that. So a total of 2 weekends and a full week of time to do the performance. But if you do 3 tricks all on different obstacles, it's worth more because of the 3 switches. Yeah, but you can max out the number of switches, right? So I forget how many it was before. It was too high before. We're definitely going to lower it down. There's going to be maybe like 4 or 5 different levels from like 5% to like 25%, something like that. It's definitely good to have that, because then otherwise there'd be no point in switching obstacles. You would just you would probably want to just like do everything on one TGS. But like the whole thing is you basically only need two obstacles, because it's just about switching. It's not like you need multiple. You could just have a cube and a TGS and do like 3 tricks on the cube, 3 tricks on the TGS, 3 tricks on the cube, 3 tricks on the TGS. Do we get to use the custom trick section? Yeah. To create tricks together. It'll be pretty much the same as week 11, except less switching points. Maybe like 5 switches you get a 5-point bonus, or no, like 3 switches you get a 5-point bonus, 5% bonus, 6, something like that. I'll have to look at what Tyrant had before. I remember there's just too many levels, and then the levels got too much percentage, but other than that, it was good. Get rid of the obstacle bonus, but keep the penalty. I think it would work Oh, that's true. If you just have the penalty be, because you start to get a penalty at 3, so if you don't switch, so you're kind of getting doubly bonused for switching. Me and Tyron are gonna figure it out in the next couple of days here exactly how to be, but it won't be like it was before where you could double your score by switching. Yeah, we might remove the bonuses, but there still will definitely be the minus points if you do more than 3 tricks on the same obstacle. So that you can't just do like TGS, 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 TGS. Like, there'll definitely be reduction of points if you do more than 3 tricks on the same, or maybe we'll go 4. Yeah, the obstacle penalty, it functions similarly, so you're just kind of doubling the reward before. But I'll talk about it with Tyrant here in the next couple days. I got a lot of playing time and driving time, so we'll get exact info to you before Friday. So you'll have Friday this whole weekend, and then all the way to next weekend, and then you could start as early as next Saturday or as late as 2 Sundays from now. And we'll discuss it in the the finalist chat too, the top 32 chat, if you guys have any suggestions and stuff like that. We'll toss it in there. Figure it out for the exact scoring. Again, that'll be account for about half of your score, and then the other half will be the judges' scoring of the overall impression, difficulty, execution, style and flow, and musicality. As about so if we did 50 points for the TPW score, then each of these would be 10 points. That's probably how we'll set it up, basically like that. Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. I got to pack and go to Rotor Riot Rampage. So, yeah, Race Gal is also on now. If you didn't see it, check it out. Race Gal 5 started. It's Race Gal 5 just because I wanted to make it all the numbers match. So iGal 5, Race Gal 5 the same year, 2025. And now next year, iGal 6 and Race Gal 6 will be in 2026. And yes, same setup as previous seasons, basically. There's last season with the sizing of the gates and stuff. The main difference is that there's just one big open class and then an EMAX, excuse me, and an EMAX Nano Scout spec class. But basically everyone of every type of drone gets on one big leaderboard. And I'm interested to see if anyone can beat a 65mm whoop time if they build a bigger track and use a bigger drone. Or I guess they don't even technically have to build a bigger track. You could still try to run it like Kid CE. He ran the 5-inch through the Race Gal size gates, but it still wasn't faster than a whoop. So I'm thinking whoops are still gonna win, but I would be happy to be proven wrong if some real fast pilot builds a 3-foot gates and runs a tiny trainer or a 5-inch through it. That'd be pretty cool to see. Anyway, good luck to our final 4 pilots. Let's see what the people think here as far as who's gonna win. It looks like Callisto, 62% of people on Callisto. After Cha-Cha's strong performance, 23%. 15% for AJ, and nobody thinks Backwoods is going to win. Backwoods, you got to prove them wrong. I guess it was only 13 votes, so. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you the next live stream for iGao or RaceGao is going to be for RaceGao actually, and that's going to be on November 1st. And then on November 8th, we'll have the live stream for the final iGao. All right, everyone. Adios.